Oh, hello and welcome back to Mufc Realist TV. In all general, we are looking forward to play Wolves, where we absolutely need those massive 3 points. We're playing home on Saturday, but yesterday we had a fantastic smashing podcast which we called Olt Trafford. If you haven't watched it, watch it backwards. The link is in the description. So this is the second half embargo of this podcast, where we actually discussed, if you were Erik Ten Hag for 1 hour or for one season, what would you have done differently? We're also going into our predicted starting 11, including the score predictions. So stick around, it's going to be a cracking show. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to Mufc Realist TV. I'm a member of this channel, but you should subscribe or in this show, we're gonna look a cow in the ass. Let's go.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
I feel welcome. Dit is my home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
That's it? Nothing else?
We've got one which kind of summarizes someone's opinion for later. Box saying sell them all, but we're not quite there just yet. So
box. Yeah, I love box.
Yeah, and the rest, as I say, Stephanie says about Timber and Young. Both said no, not on the board.
Okay, Stephanie, you want me to sing to you? We're going down, we're getting timber, we gotta move, we better dance. All right, so thank you guys for interaction. Listen, we're coming back to the VR room. You are the most important people here because, we are the players on the field and we are missing the referees. So you will be the video assistant referees. Please correct us if we are wrong at any time. Anytime, guys. So let's park the bus. We broke it down. Now let's go into the section what I find it very interesting. If you were Erik Ten Hag for 1 hour or for one season, what would you have done differently to improve? So I will start with Jarvis. Hang on a second.
Obviously, I'm not happy by losing to West Ham, but the players need to go with the principles and start winning. Where's 𝒂𝒊𝒄𝒌 𝒊𝒔𝒉?
Guys, that was 10 Jarvis, to be honest. He was not happy of the loss. But Jarvis, take it away. What's your thought process?
Yeah, are we talking about players and who to keep and who to cut? Or
No. I mean, if you were Ten Hag, if you were in Ten Hag's shoes, what would you have done differently up to date?
Well, in retrospect,
guys, also in the VR room, write us a chat. What would you have done differently? Engage with us, please. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, in retrospect, he's been doing a lot of things right, so it's very hard to criticize him for the job he's done up until now. But one of the biggest mistakes was probably not getting a decent striker in January. We had to settle with 𝒂𝒊𝒄𝒌, and he has produced 2 goals. So that's probably been our biggest letdown. And but that's on the board and the Glazers, because they didn't want to invest or didn't have money.
They didn't have money. You saw that. You saw the financial figures.
Who knows? But it's about planning. We lost Martial, we lost Cavani. Ronaldo wasn't going to stay forever. He was old, so it's always like they f up when things like this.
Come on, Ronaldo went to bitch with Piers Morgan. You know that.
Yeah.
That was the end.
Ronaldo is Ronaldo.
But he handled that situation very well so far.
Ten Hag handled that situation really well. So, but if you see the XP table, you can see that we are minus 10 goals on the XP. So we have scored. I'm not sure. I don't remember the goals exactly, but I think it's like 45 goals. But the XP said we are 10 goals under, so we should have scored 55. So it says a lot about our clinicality. What keeps us up is our defense. So we are +5 in defense. So we have conceded five goals less than we should have. So,
But if there's one single thing that you would have done differently, 10 Jarvis, what would you done? Would it be your in-game management? Would it be more rotation? Would it be more embedding young players into the squad?
yeah, when you
What is the most that you regret at the
our
moment?
biggest loss this season is probably Martinez out. So, in retrospect, we can see that both Shaw and Lindelof can do a good job as center backs. So maybe more rotation with the center backs. He's been trusting and playing Martinez too much, and Martinez is very important. So
Thank
it has
you.
hurt us a lot.
Thank you. I'm going to go back to another Ten Hag, and that is 10 Standish.
4 games left. That's it. 4 games. Okay? 4 games. That's it. Get out there. Bruno give you the ball. You score. Simple.
4 games late. 4 games. Huh?
Beautiful impression.
Didn't have a long. I'm very sorry for the. I apologise for the accent. It was awful. It was my first attempt. I'm probably my last.
Today we are 4 clones of Ten Hags. So today is 10 Standish, to be honest, right? So 10 Standish. If you were Ten Hag in this season, right now, right here, what would you have done differently?
The only
or
thing,
what is that what is that you regret looking back?
Yeah, the main things, Jarvis has mentioned it already. Cavani left based on the fact that he didn't think he was going to get a look in with Ronaldo. Ronaldo was upsetting the apple cart from the beginning quite clearly because he thought he was still the king, and he came back to a team and thinking he was number one, and he wasn't, and he had to be part of the team, and he wasn't ready for that, so he upset everything. I wanted to see Ronaldo come back, and I was over the moon when he did. I was absolutely bouncing, thinking, this is it, he's the missing piece. And for a season, he did all right, but under Ten Hag, and I know stuff went on off the pitch, to do with his family and stuff, and all sympathy goes to him for that situation. But everything that happened with regards to United was a big mistake. And I think Ten Hag's biggest mistake this season was at the very beginning. A new manager comes in and you have a chance to bring your backroom staff with you. You look at the squad and you have a chance to pick a new captain. And I think that's where he let himself down at the very, very beginning. He had a chance to pick a captain. And I know he wanted to find out who was the best for his captain. I get that. But at the end of the day, I just think he knew the pressure that Maguire was under already. And I think Maguire would have had a better season if he wasn't captain and under the microscope from the beginning. And I'm not saying Maguire's awesome, but I just think it'd have been better taking that away from him and saying, right, clean sheet, let's take that away from you. Let's focus on the positive. You focus on your game and I'll give somebody else the captaincy. And there was lots of people who were already had the name on the plate even before it was given to Bruno. Lots of fans were asking for Bruno to be given the captaincy last year anyway. So it was their waiting.
Okay, so no regrets.
Yeah, absolutely. He should have let Ronaldo go earlier on, sort of thing. It wasn't working. I wish we'd have, instead he should have had that conversation, whenever it was, made it clear, look, and because of Ronaldo's and the way he did things, we didn't get a chance.
So 10
to get
Standish, it feels a little bit like you were pressured by the board to play Ronaldo. You had to change your tactics in game, force feeding balls to Ronaldo.
Yeah, and he wasn't, and even he was throwing a strop when he wasn't getting the ball. When he got the ball and he missed it, it was awful. It was time for him to move on, but not the way he did. It was.
And you handled it.
He handled it
beautiful, 10 Standish. You did after
absolutely.
that interview with Piers Morgan. It was bye-bye. It was not buyback clause. It was just bye-bye. That's it. Listen, the reason why 10 Stue was a little bit late because he just came back from Turkey where he had a express hair transplant. So he's not bald anymore. But, since he didn't record a video, I want 10 Stue to do a Erik Ten Hag impression. Here you go. The floor is yours, Stu.
Oh, crikey. I apologise about this, everybody, but what I would have done would have been...
Do it in Dutch accent.
I haven't got a Dutch accent at all. What I would have done a bit different is not squad rotation, but squad utilisation. That's as good as I can do, Mick. Yeah. What I mean by squad utilisation is utilising the players. It's rotation and utilisation is completely different. Squad rotation is just resting a player for 1 week, maybe 2 games. Utilisation means that your players aren't coming in cold, and this is exactly what's happened. Players have come in cold when we've needed them warm. You know, you've got to get miles in feet when it comes to elite football. And as much as Luke Shaw has done quite well at left centre half, as much as Lindelof has done quite well since he's come in, as much as Martinez and Varane were doing superb, and you don't want to break up a winning team, there has been situations throughout the season where I should have sent the first 11 away on holiday for a week. And I'm talking about the second semi-final of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup Reading weekend. We could have I should have shipped the first 11 off and allowed our squad to carry us through those 2 games. We've got some really good players. You know, Palestri has been underused this year. Garnacho. I'm kind of with you guys, really. I think he's still injured, Phil, which is why I don't think he brought him on. But I'm kind of with you on that one. If you're going to put somebody on the bench, you're then willing to use them, aren't you? And you should be willing to use them.
Even if it's for 10, 15 minutes, which is exactly when he brought Fred on.
I totally agree. I know Brandon Williams has been injured, but there's been parts of the season where he hasn't been injured, and we could have utilised Brandon Williams better. Just rest Dalot or just rest Wan-Bissaka. I know Wan-Bissaka wasn't playing brilliantly at the first half, and he's fought his way back into the side. That is absolutely key in how you manage your squad. So it's not squad rotation. I love what United girl 1803 has said. She's absolutely right. She loves his passion, but his passion and his want to win everything. It's a great comment. It really is.
Yeah.
And his passion
Big
to
up
want
United girl. I guess you're not born 1803 because that'd be very weird.
but she knows what she's talking about. So
yes,
that's the difference between squad rotation and squad utilisation. I think if we'd utilised our squad better, we wouldn't be as tired as we are today. And I know we've lost players through injury. The Martinez one was a freak injury. We know that the Reading issue that Ericsson had. We know that Casemiro's been struggling, with the pace of the Premier League, etc. He's been obviously targeted by referees just recently. He's gone.
Oh, yeah.
I just wish, if I take a step back and I just look at it, for me, it's utilising players better. I love what you say about Maguire, Phil, but I've got to be honest, just purely from my point of view, I don't listen to my skipper. I never did. I was never interested in what he had to say. I was too busy concentrating on my segment of the pitch and making.
Is he not there to lead by example, though?
Not really, and I'll tell you why. But I always talk, Jarvis. I'll tell you, Phil. I always talk about football through my own eyes, and it's always my single opinion. I never disagree with people. It's always my opinion. When I go onto that pitch, I expect 9 other players to have my mentality. And my mentality is I win at all cost. I have to win. And to be fair, Phil, I don't mind saying it, I'm a terrible winner. I really am. We won. Yeah, we played a charity match on Saturday and we won 6-1. But we hit the post 4 times and we've gone in and said, "Oh, great win." I said, "Hold on,
I think Ten Hag would take it any time.
So I'm a terrible winner and I'm an even worse loser. So I take your point about Maguire, taking that pressure off him. But when he's come in, though, to be fair to Harry, he's been quite solid. I know he's made the odd 1 or 2 mistakes, but who hasn't this season? He has been actually quite solid. But that's my take on it anyway. That's what I would have done better.
Big up John Johnson. There's only
John Johnson's talking about the Maguire situation. He said, "I thought the same on the captaincy, but on reflection, think he's done the right thing. Taking off Maguire could have lost the dressing room. Maguire not playing, getting sold leads to a natural change."
Yeah, I gotta ask you one final question, Ten Stu.
Yeah.
So no regrets, Ten Stu. So in other words, you wouldn't like to look the cow in the ass.
Well, not really quite right to answer that one.
He said that in an interview. You remember that? It stuck in my mind. So you wouldn't look the cow in the ass, like they said in Dutch. In Holland,
no, I don't think. Look, I think when Ten Hag and his team come together. Julio, how are you, buddy? I think when Ten Hag and his team come together at the end of the season, and they've got their goals that is set out and exactly what happened. The goals that is set out will be 5. But what's actually happened that's really been positive is about 10 or 11 angles. So I think they'll be quite happy from that.
Okay.
But what a learning! What a learning!
We still have one 10 left before. And guys, I want you to vote on the best 10 impression. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Guess who?
If I was Eric, I will not look the cow in the ass, because if I look the cow in the ass, this team is bullshit. To be honest, yeah. Total revamp of the squad needed. Okay, I am the gaffer. And I make the fucking rules. That's it.
Big up for Jarvis for sending that filter on Snapchat. You can go on Snapchat, find it. I haven't used Snapchat before. It was fun. I had so much fun and playing around with it. It was, crazy. Mick is a content creator, as a designer. I just love this kind of AI tools. So yeah, in hindsight, right? I wouldn't either look the cow in the ass, to be honest. What Ten Hag said, clear and obvious. I totally agree what you are saying. Like I'm a big fan of Ten Hag. I saw him in the preseason in Bangkok, Thailand, and when I was there, I saw the principles, the rules that he set. This guy is not to mess with, right? And nobody is ever getting away with murder or favoritism, he set clear precedents and foundation and structure. The biggest thing that he did was actually to go against the biggest player in the world, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo, to show him the doors. So that shows you who has got big cojones, to be honest, right? And I'm super excited to see, what he can do next season, 100%. Because I always say, Erik Ten Hag came in here like a Picasso, like a painter with a blank piece of canvas, right? He assessed the whole squad. He had a little bit of Fred on the canvas. He had a little bit of McTominay, a little bit of paint here and there. It didn't work. He put on new paint, slapped it on Casemiro, and finally, to the end, that he kind of got his masterpiece to see the jigsaws, how it's working. But obviously, he needs to go to the market to buy new acrylic paint or whatever oil paint that he needs to finish his masterpiece, right? And during the season, we also seen that he borrowed Sir Alex's analogy of the hairdryer. You can see that he has McLaren as a co-assistant, and I certainly believe that in many instances he's been so pissed off, as what they say, you're trying to shape the image in your team. So during half times, in most occasions, I think he drew out the big hairdryer and blow them bald in his image. Jokes aside, but no, fantastic. This is a 10 Ruby analogy. I hope I didn't spin you dizzy, but guys, peace, love, and all the respect. Ten Hag is our messiah, according to my opinion. Something that I see a mini Sir Alex. They've been having dinners, spotted. He become in such a short period grasped what Old Trafford is, what the culture and DNA of Manchester is, and he united the fan base. He instilled the belief in the fan base as well. So working against the odds with the Glazers and minimum funds, this guy's done magic. And I cannot wait to see when we get new ownership, new structure, new foundation, because everyone been saying that, it's been rotten from the core to the bottom, right? At least stop that rot. You know what I mean? So similar to what Sir Alex did under the Glazers, right? He did a great job. He won things, but it wasn't easy for him. So I'm just dying to see what he can do with full control next season. Inshallah, is what we said, if Qataris, inshallah. Guys, brilliant. What is Phil? Did we get a VAR system for any red cards or foul here?
We've got a few more little comments that have just kind of been holding back, waiting for the right time to drop them in. We've got United Girl said 1803 is a birthday, not the year, but 18th of March.
Is it your birthday, United Girl?
Just to clarify, so
18th of March.
I figured that
03 March, yes.
Either that or a pin code.
What star sign is that?
Aries.
Fairies. Woo. Aries.
Aish, talking about captain, Casemiro or Shaw deserves to be captain. Bruno's not captain material.
Ayush, you still awake this time of the hour? And big up to you.
We shall. I love the way. I
Namaste.
must admit, I love the way Shaw always comes out and never afraid to face up to the media, even after he raised his hand against in that game, which we don't need to discuss anymore.
Right.
He held his hand up, not literally, but said,
Right.
"Yeah, I was wrong." So moving on. But McTominay reminds me of Captain Marvel. I don't know if that's because they're out of space or what. I don't know. A quick question off Stephanie to the panel before we move on to the next section. What does the 10 panel think of Eric's reluctance to play in refs, VAR, etc.? On the Casemiro red cards, Klopp and Pep would have been very vocal on that, plus the number of games, injuries, suspensions, strong. Good question.
I think,
just go to you, Mick. What do you think on that?
Yeah, no, I think that I have my theory, right? And this, I might get stick for saying that, we had clear, obvious evidence that those red carded Casemiro was never red carded, right? I think that once you go and appeal to the since what's his name, the head referee, what's his name? Keep forgetting his name, please. That took over VR in December. What's his name?
Go on, come back to it.
Oh yeah, okay. When he took over, it's been shambles basically. So it's pointless to overrule because these guys back each other, right? So they
Mike Riley.
Yeah?
Mike Riley.
Yeah. So these guys back each other, and if you were an appeal, they would just turn it down because they don't want to look like they're mud-faced, right? They don't want to say the system is broken. But it was clear not a choke. Like, we can all see in retrospect it was the collar. And the second one, again, the same referee, but sitting in the VR room. Clearly, I don't know. Some saying it's like the Manchester United agenda. Like I don't know. We are back, but some people don't like it. I don't know. That's just my take on it. You can call it conspiracy, but fact is a fact.
What do you think, Jarvis?
Yeah, the referees. I to be honest, in all my playing career, I try to don't focus on the referee because it's just a noise. You have to focus on yourself and your team. And I think Ten Hag is a winner, and he's always focused on what he can change, not the referee, because that's not his thing. And and just a quick comment on the Shaw Casemiro captaincy thing, as Stu was mentioning. Okay, being a captain, I think leaders don't need extra pins and needles and armbands and stuff like that to lead. And Casemiro will lead the same way if he's the captain or not. So for me, it's not a big issue.
Stu, I have a question for you, or something that I will spin further on, right? So, according to my opinion, this season, with social media and everything, I think that refs nowadays, they should be, not standing in the limelight. But this season, it's been kind of weird. Like, they've been, taking all this attention, and I will show you. Like, latest thing was Brighton, for instance. Who was the referee? Stuart, who was the referee?
Which game? Stuart Atwell.
Yeah, it was Stuart Atwell.
Anthony Taylor.
Anthony Taylor. Yeah, here we go. Anthony Taylor. Again, Anthony Taylor that gave Casemiro the second red. But clearly, like, I've seen that over and over again, right? It went toe-to-toe football. We played 94, 95 minutes. It went over the time, and it was a scruffle in the middle. Luke Shaw's hand was up there. There was like 4 or 5 players. What should he do? Like, it's scruffle. You don't think, right? And he let the play go. He was not gonna give it.
It was a penalty, though. It was a penalty.
Yeah. Let me land. He was not about to give it. Right? He said, no, I'm not gonna be that person. I'm gonna let it go. Normally, like, before VAR, that would be the rule, right? That would be the rule. But somebody in the VAR room have to intervene and give it the drama. You know what I mean? So they were whispering in his ear. He didn't want to go. He went, and you saw the VAR room didn't just display the whole scene. It was just a still picture with his hand and the ball touching his hand. 4 seconds, boom. So
Yeah.
I question I've been questioning the role of the referees, like, even they sometimes I've been seeing them coming out on the pitch early and just standing there like the gods, like,
Do
Stu.
you know, Mick, it's a smart point. It really is, because the idea of the referee is to almost not be seen. Sounds ridiculous, I know, but
be invisible, like,
yes, that's right. When
referee the
you're in
game.
there and you're playing, and something may go against you, something may not go against you, and you back chatting the referee, or you're having a pop at the lino, or something around it. The referees today, the way that the Premier League is, everything is focused on the referees. I hate VAR. I think it's a waste of space. I don't think we need it, but I'm old school.
Yeah, see,
I'm just old.
can you hold my beer there, because I want to remember this, Klopp and Pep. Yeah, remember this.
Yeah,
Keep on.
And for me, the referee, if he's making these mistakes, which they are making these mistakes, there's two things that you have to understand. First of all, the game is at such a pace at the moment. It's very, very difficult for a pair of eyes to see it. And so you are, kind of reliant on the linos at the time. Secondly, and it's never changed, players have been surrounding referees for decades, having a go at referees for decades. And whether you got VAR or not, it makes no difference. What you need is a ref that can be strong, silent, and then players will think twice, maybe. Because look, I've gone in on a tackle on players on many a times, and they've been rolling around. The ref's come to me, he says, "You do it one more time, you're off." And I'll say, "Well, I'll go and stamp on him now then, mate, because I haven't touched him." And I haven't touched him. And then you're having this banter, this backwards and forwards with the ref. And then the ref kind of almost respects you in a way, because he knows that you're going to continue to play the way that you're playing. And I'll just, and as long as I keep an eye on it, I can either nip it in the bud or I can let it go. And you players want referees to let it go. That's what they want. They want refs to let it go. They don't want a ref to run 50 yards with a yellow card or a red card in his hand. Hey, look at me, look at what I'm doing. They want it. They want a ref to let it go. And when you have a ref that lets it go, actually the game takes care of itself, because the players take care of itself. They know what they can and what they can't do. If you've got a ref that's going to nail you within 30 seconds to a minute and a yellow card, then every player is thinking, "Wow, I just can't go for this tackle," and your game suffers. Unfortunately, you're not going to get that, because everybody demands VAR. Everybody's demanding cameras here, there, and everywhere. I don't like it. If somebody said to me, "Shall we get rid of VAR?" my answer to that is yes. I want to go back to old school football. So
100%. I want to move on in the show, but I just want to sort of add on, ask you guys a question, including the VR room here as well, because we're talking about VR. Do you think that the referee should have more authority to overrule the VR, to just ignore? So basically the way you used to be, like, the clear and obvious, like you let it go instead of listening to the VR and to have a check to say, "No, I made up my decision. I'm not going to VR," right? Because I see that they don't have any confidence anymore, right? They're letting the VR do the job what they're supposed to do.
Steph saying again, exactly. If ref didn't see it, why not clear penalties versus Southampton and Newcastle at home, 4 drop points with VAR, see the handball versus Brighton and change the decision? Absolutely. There's
but another thing also that I want to add on.
Inconsistency, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to add on. So hold my thought on Klopp and especially Klopp. Some managers getting away with it. Klopp has been going at the fourth official for years, barking. That was so ironically when we saw he was barking at the fourth ref and he did a hamstring.
That was brilliant.
We have to. I think some of them are too influential. I think somebody just, don't bark even on the fourth official, right? That's the thing. I don't know. Guys, let us know what you think, your thoughts and feeling. I think that in this season, United has been scrutinized heavily, right? Heavily. And I tell you why. Ever since Marcus Rashford scored that goal, I think it was City, or was it? Arsenal was it? Yeah, Arsenal was it. When it was actually, we were giving it. It was not an offside, but it was on the margin. Ever since then, the refs has been giving us the big one, right? They've been, because they created big publicities in the media, right? They couldn't shut up for days. And this is what I'm talking about. The ref association are so afraid to make mistakes. So even if you overturn it, They would just overrule you, and just that's the decision, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry. Man City goal last night was the result of a ball going out of play, plus Real Madrid not receiving a throw-in. VAR wasn't implemented. Yeah, this is inconsistency, books. 100%. Guys, I think we should move on because we have a few ground to cover. Jale.
Yeah, I just want to chip in.
Chaka.
My
Chip in.
thoughts on VAR. Okay, VAR is it's working, but it's not working, so we have a problem. But I would like if we could have similar to American football. They have three protests. The coach can protest if it's overruled. They lose one sub or something like that. So it should be like that, because right now VAR is influencing the game too much. But it should be like if the coach or someone on the sideline could just say, "Okay, we protest this ruling," and they take a look of it, and let's see what's happened.
Jarvis, do you know
would be
what?
like more dramatic.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Do you know what VR stands
for?
for? Do you know what VR stands for? Abbreviation: very awful referee. To be honest, no, I agree with you, and definitely, I mean, what they're doing in American football as well, that you can actually hear the call and you can hear them talking, so at least it's clear and obvious for us fans to understand what's going on, right? We're just standing there, and it takes away the celebration, or if it's a goal, does it stand, and you just want to hear what is the logic and reasoning behind the call, and if you hear that, then yes, you can overturn it, right? But the problem is now you're now stopping the game, and it's getting longer and longer. So that's why question is sometimes they let the game go even if the flag is up, and they raise the flag after. It's just a silly rule, right? Cool. Guys, any further questions regarding VAR, or we park it, we nip it in the bud?
I've just been going through the chat, and everyone, all the comments I've just brought up and shared so far.
Everyone has...
just one more. Goal line technology has been a positive. It registers a goal or not in seconds. It stops in debate, controversy. Absolutely.
Cool. Right. We're coming to the most important section. And this, my friend, is Ten Hag's moment to be bold, right? He came to Olt Trafford. You know, we all played Ten Hag, what we will do. And now it's the final straw of that camel's back. Let's, guys. Listen, we have one final piece, and thank you so much for all of you that have been contributing. You're a great community. Thank you for coming back. We have grown massively together with you. We just hit 11,200 something subscribers, and Phil Standish doesn't really know. He's been away, you know, and he came back and said, "What's going on here, Mick?" Right. So that's the big thing. We have one more thing to discuss, and we have a game on Saturday. 100% against Wolves. So quickly, Jarvis Cocker 11. He's done that. So let's look at the predicted starting 11. So as tradition, since Phil has been away, our Jarvis Cocker has been acting team selector. And we call this Jarvis Cocker 11 in a way. As you can see now, if you can't see it because of the graphics, maybe I could do it differently. How's this? No, we cannot see this either.
No,
so
we could see it well enough before. That's it.
You could see it. I can also solo this, so you can see how he selected it. No, you cannot. Anyway, so Jarvis Cocker has selected his quickly starting 11 against Wolves that we are playing on Saturday at Olt Trafford. It's a must-win game, and I'm very confident because we haven't lost at Olt Trafford for I don't know, what is it? How many games since December, November? So we're unbeaten in Olt Trafford. He's definitely going. He's gone with 𝑷𝒉𝒊𝒔𝒕 in goal, which I like because he's been giving stick.
But anyway, for now,
has to be. You cannot chop and change with like 4 games to play. He's gone with Daigo, Dalot, Shaw, Lindelof, and Wan-Bissaka. Hasn't changed. Jarvis, give us your thoughts and logic and reasoning behind your back 4 selection.
Yeah, well, it's not rocket science at the end of the season. We need to win, so we need to put out the strongest 11 as I see it now. I don't see we have much alternatives. Maybe Dalot and Malaysia That's the only one I can see, and maybe Sabitzer can get a spot in the midfield, one of those three. But at the moment, this is our strongest 11, and we need to win.
Yeah, Stu, do you agree with that?
I would Dallow out for me. Sure, add at left back and bring Maguire in. They're not pacey up top, Wolves. I think he'll probably start with our good old friend Costa, Diego Costa.
Good shout. They are like definitely not a
they're not
team.
pacey, yeah.
They're
so
not pacey.
I would bring in Maguire, and I think we'll need heading ability, and I think Maguire offers us that. That's the only changes I would make, and that's the only reason I would make it.
Good shout.
I understand Jarvis's team. I get it, but that's what I would do if I was Eric.
Ten Standish, what do you reckon? What's your thoughts?
Call me out with that a bit, Stu. But I mean, I think for myself, I think the actual defence themselves, they've been playing well. They've not really made many mistakes. Obviously, Shaw with the handball at the very end. We've seen Lindelof.
It happens, I done it.
Exactly, but apart from that, we're playing well. The only thing that I would have changed would have been Malacia from left back to Dallow, which we've already seen Jarvis put. So I think I would agree with it. But I know what you're saying about Maguire, but I just think his time's done, unfortunately.
Right, cool. I kind of agree. First, when I saw Jarvis's 11, sorry, not 11. Well, yeah, actually, when I saw the first 11, and I looked at the back line and said, yeah. Makes sense. Don't change it. But when I listen to Stu, 100%, they're not that pacey. They are pretty much like park the bus team. They're coming to Old Trafford. They're not going to attack us that much. Maybe the set pieces. They're always a threat on set pieces. So we need the aerial, aerial presence. So yeah, maybe this is a game for the fridge. Yeah, and put Luke Shaw back to his natural position. And yeah. But definitely have Wan-Bissaka there as well. Yeah. Midfield, we cannot see, but wow. I will do this. Can we see this? No, we cannot see this. I have to remove this frame, guys. Yeah, let me just remove the frame, the banner frame. Bear with us. Bear with us. I will hide this frame. Cool.
There you go. That's done it.
Better. Away with the branding. So Cocky has gone with Eriksen, Casemiro, Bruno.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep, 100%. Yeah,
100%. Cool.
Yeah,
because we need both playing.
We can fit Sabitzer in there.
You're the one that picked this 11. Why don't you tell me?
Yeah.
Right.
Eriksen has been looking a little bit tired.
He's been looking leggy. He has, but I think. You couldn't go with anything else. You've got to run with those. When they're available, you've got to run with those three.
Right. Cool.
You could swap Eriksen for Sabitzer, but I think Sabitzer plays a little bit too different. Well, saying that, he scored those goals, didn't he? So I think Eriksen's just come back from his injury a bit too quick because Casa was out and we needed him. And I think he is, obviously his age and what's happened in the past, I think he is shattered. I think half of it are absolutely wrecked. So if there is an opportunity to rest him and bring him on, maybe as Wolves attack, we can play that through ball. Maybe not start with Eriksen. I don't know.
But Cocky, you all right with this?
Yeah, I'm all right with this. This is
you're the one that picked
my 11. So but we have we have had a week's rest, so maybe this will work.
Yeah, we had a rest as well. A rest.
Actually, the argument for Sabitzer, actually, the more I think about it, because I would put Sabitzer against Neves. Yeah, actually, thinking about it, that's a good call.
Good call. Good shout.
That's a really good call. That is. So yeah,
Sabitzer against Neves.
Yeah, I think that's a good call, that Phil.
So who would you see the biggest threat is? Is that definitely Ruben Neves there in the midfield?
He just plays well against us all the time, doesn't he?
Always plays well against us.
He does.
Good
he
player.
just wants. He wants to get into our team. That's what I'm saying.
Player. He's a good player.
I would have him. I will go for him if
he wants to cut his hair, mind you. But apart from that, he's a good player.
You mean get rid of the man bum?
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? It's
well, I'm growing one. Come on.
Yeah,
I'm trying to. I got a curly hair, so it's not easy. Anyway, Cocky 11, we all agree. Guys, let us know in the comments, in the chat. Do you agree what the Cocky has designed? He cooked up a storm. In terms of his attacking line, he has gone with Rashford on the left, Martial, who wears gloves in the middle of May, and Anthony on the right. Jarvis, explain. Take it away. Why?
The only thing I was thinking about, maybe it's time to maybe bench Rashford and give him some minutes on the bench, because he looks, I don't know what's going on with him,
It
because
looks leggy or tired, or
he's not in form. He's and he's taking up a lot of space. When he's on the field, he's always trying to do the extra special things, but he should just go back to basic. But maybe a trip on the bench will humiliate. What do you call it? Not humiliate.
Humiliate.
What do you
But,
mean a trip on the bench? You mean a trip to Bahamas? Probably better for rest.
Yeah, he will
Eventually, they will go on rest.
Humble was the word I was looking
Yeah.
for.
Stephanie Griffith,
maybe-
no need to stack that midfield, and Rashford hopefully gets his scoring boots back and does well, usually versus Wolves. Yeah, you're on that. I really hope that Martial also finds his scoring boots against Wolves, as he usually do. Box says Rashford does look mentally tired, reverting back to old ways. Yeah, it is this, coming to the end. It's the end of the road as we know it. Cool. All right, so we're all fine with that. Martial on top. Hopefully,
I'm
he doesn't
torn.
look.
I'm torn.
I'm torn. But I don't see Weghorst there. I see Martial. I see him. All right. I see you, Anthony.
Look, I don't see Weghorst starting, but I would. I think he can really stretch Kilman. I like Kilman, by the way. I think Kilman's great. But you haven't got the Cody Kilman partnership anymore, have you? Connor Cody, when he was playing alongside Max Kilman,
brilliant.
He was coaching him on field, and Kilman knew what to do. And he's a bit beside himself. I reckon Weghorst could drag him. I really do. But I'm sorry, but he will go with Martial. Just
fantastic.
I agree with
that. Everyone agrees. Agrees.
Quick twist as a potential option, and Rashford left, Sancho up front.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? We all agree. VR room, let us know your thoughts and feelings. Are we agreeing? We really need the others up front to pick up the slack. Rashford, Bruno have really done all the heavy lifting this season. 100%. 100%. Those two has been doing most of the heavy lifting, especially Bruno Fernandes, when actually the injury of Van de Beek. And Van de Beek was supposed to do the rotational work with Bruno. You know what happened, and then we had to get Sabitzer. Sabitzer to me has been a very good loan, and I would like to see Sabitzer to give another season or buy him for 20-25 million euros. 100% good player, 100%. So that kind of completes the cocky 11, and I'm going to take back the branded frame wherever you are, which is called the bold Ten Hag frame. Guys, thank you so much for contributing. It's been a sheer pleasure. We have one last piece left, and that is score prediction. This is what we like to talk about. So it's been a fantastic podcast. We're almost going for 2 hours, and I want to keep it that way. But guys, I give it back to you. Score prediction. We're playing at home. Wolves are coming. Pragmatic. They're going to park the bus. Stu, you're the debutant here. Stu 10.
We are going to win this game 2-1. But
2-1.
But Mr.
No
Neves,
16th clean sheet for De Gea.
No, Mr. Neves is going to pop one in from 25
he always
yards.
does.
And we're going to go 1-0 down, and I think we're going to win it in the last 10 minutes. And
like we always do. Like we always do. Always in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think Anthony will score, and I'm going for Bruno, Anthony and Bruno. But I think
we don't talk about Bruno.
I think we'll concede because when does he never score against us? Good old Neves. So 2-1 win.
2-1 win. All right. I'm going for Jarvis.
Yeah, Wolves' defense haven't looked great this year. As you mentioned, Connor Cody has been missing. So I think we will score more than 2 goals, but Wolves will also score. So my prediction is 3-2 United.
3-2 to United. You reckon that's the Ruby Classic here?
No, it's the 3-1. That's the Ruby Classic.
No, but no, 3-1 is Manchester United. It's Ruby special, right? Ruby special. Phil Jones. Phil Jones. Sorry, man. Sorry for calling me Phil Jones. 10 Standish. You know it's a Ruby Classic. Oh yeah, come on, my friend. Don't be like that. Let us know your thoughts and feelings. Do you agree on 3-1, or what is your initial score prediction, my friend?
I am going to go with my classic. I was going to go 2-0 until I heard the Stu's comments about Neves, about him always scoring it, and he's right, he does. But is he going to score this time? You know, I mean, they've had some recent results. Wolves were they beat Villa 1-0, but they lost 6-0 to Brighton the week before that. Beat Palace 2-0 the week before that. Lost 2-1 to Wolves the week before that. So they're up and down. But they are conceding goals, but they haven't conceded in their last in their last one against Villa, which is obviously a tough side to come up against. But I'm still going to go with 3-1 United.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough. Well, let's see what the panel is saying. Right? Let's,
so Steph,
take over the chat room. I'm looking for something here.
Yeah,
so...
Steph, I couldn't go with a 1-0 90th minute. I'd take it, but I couldn't go with it. My nerves wouldn't take it. John Johnson saying 2-0. Buck saying that I'd take a 1-0 winner from Wan-Bissaka. I'll take it from anybody. Steph, speak to the hand. Thank you for that. And John Johnson, Box, I agree. And that was take a 1-0 winner from Wan-Bissaka. So they're all the comments on the actual results.
They are. So goals. Some saying 3-1, some saying pragmatic 2-1. Ideally, I can see what Stu is saying. That Ruben Neves, he has a number every time it comes to Old Trafford. He seems to have his long-range shooting boots, you know. So, guys, this has been a fantastic, cracking show. I am super gassed, super happy in the midst of everything, in the midst of all the takeover, to actually have some therapy session to, you know, just go back in timeline to sort of reflect on Erik Ten Hag and break it down and, you know, basically giving back to you what would you done differently, like from an educational purpose. And then what we've done is kind of applying that application, sell or keep. And it's been brilliant for you as a VR to be involved as well. I hope we learned your lesson, but still, Rashford is in the bin. Rashford is in jail. He's stuck in Hague. It's war criminal, tribunal, Ten Hag, you know, the concept. And thank you for all the nice super chats and contribution. You've been amazing as usual. Thanks for coming. Look, it's only like Mental United. It's only 4 games left to play, plus another final. Don't give up. As there's a song called, I don't remember the band, but it's called Don't Give Up. You got the music in you. Who sings that song? It's a Britpop. Anyway, Jarvis pulled pulled off a great escape. He did. You know, Shawshank Redemption. Brilliant. Phil, it's so good to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you on the podcast for 1 month. It's great to see Phil back. Everyone smash a like for Phil.
It's been brilliant. Thank you so much. Can I just thank everybody, because this is a 2-hour show and we're all sat here chatting, so it's easier for us. We could probably talk for 3, 4, 5 hours, I guess, when you have a love for football.
Yeah,
but
but
for
we
everyone,
have still one vote to go.
Most people in this chat have stayed with us for the full 2 hours, and just thank you so much, because without you, we couldn't have the show the way we've had it. So thank you, everybody.
But before we go, we have one more vote. All right, people, get ready. You have to vote for the best 10. All right, going 1, Jarvis Ten Hag.
Obviously, I'm not happy by losing to West Ham, but the players need to go with the principles and start winning. Where's 𝒂𝒊𝒄
Do you see the resemblance? What a difference! Like,
I think that's a 10.
Yeah. Do the teeth again.
Here, obviously, I'm not happy.
Big up, guys. Give a vote. Give a vote. And I'm going for Ten Standish.
4 games left. That's it. 4 games. Okay? 4 games. That's it. Get out there. Bruno give you the ball. You score. Simple.
You do. Don't give the ball to Standish. Big up for you, man. Big
He
up.
gets a 10 as well.
I had about a minute to. There you go. Thanks for that. Take that,
10,
Jamie.
10,
I think that's
10,
just for
10.
the appearance of it, not the actual voice.
We don't have I mean, we don't have this Stu Ten Hag
Sorry.
here. Yeah,
Sorry, apologies.
but that's okay. We just actually he's the fake Stu, right? So basically the real Ten Hag, the real Ten Stu. You know, this guy, he went to Turkey to have his hair transplanted. So he's no longer bald. You can see that he's cheating, right? So yeah,
Exactly.
big up. But you can still vote for him as a debutant. You've done a fantastic job. Thank you, Stu, for coming in and breaking down everything, for sharing your knowledge, for sharing your thoughts and feelings. You're clearly a gentleman full of footballing knowledge, and we are so happy to hear your say.
Very
Now-
late post just on the De Gea conversation. Sorry, just dropped into the chat now. Yeah, like they did. They came and got rid of some of the. Well, I mean, Karius we can't compare to Joe Hart, but yeah. But I know what you're saying. Absolutely.
All right, so finally you have to vote for the skipper of the show, and God bless me. Oh.
If I was Eric, I will not look the cow in the ass, because if I look the cow in the ass, this team is bullshit. To be honest, yeah. A total revamp of the squad needed. Okay, I am the gaffer, and I make the fucking rules. That's it.
I'm sorry, I look like Pep Guardiola there for
Brilliant.
fucking hell. Don't look at this. I look like. What's the score on the gaffer here? Please be merciful on me. I'm sorry for swearing as well. I did my best impression. No votes for me. No love for me. All right, we're not going to look at cow in the ass. It's been a long show, but I'm expecting some votes. You can send it in mail as well, post-match reaction as well. Guys, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for having us to entertain you. It's been a brilliant show. What the Standish is. Yeah, Jarvis, make a very close second. Oh, Stephanie, you can be the judge here. Mad, Ten Hag, I can feel good. Okay, who's going to win here? Who is going to
I've just won. Steph just give me the deciding vote. Close the show.
Okay.
Close the show.
Shite. We have it's been a cracking thriller. We have Marcus Rashford in jail, and Phil Standish won it. So here's the winner. Here's
4 games left. That's it. 4 games. Okay? 4 games. That's it. Get out there. Bruno give you the ball. You score. Simple.
That is the words of wisdom, people. That is absolutely a bang on. 4 games. Give the ball to Bruno. Bruno will score. Yeah. Stewie, thank you so much for coming aboard. You already mentioned where people can find you. You're on the weekly Armchair podcast. Your Twitter handle is there.
Yeah, just to say, thanks very much for asking me. I had a great time. And
Please come back.
No, I'd love to. Jarvis has been a keen supporter of me, really, which I really appreciate. And thanks for everybody. I kind of echo Phil, really. 2 hours is a long time to be listening and interacting with 4 guys just chatting football. So thanks ever so much. And I would love to come back. Absolutely.
Listen, Jarvis has been a fantastic scout, I must say. Personal term is not an issue. Please come back. Please play for the team. And all of you, welcome back as well. You've been super troopers. We would not be here without you. 100%, 100%. Jarvis Cocker, big up, big up. Please, where can they find you, Jarvis? Unless you're not here.
Yeah, you can find me on this channel, but I sometimes go on the Therapy Army with Nuruddin and Mr. Structure.
Jarvis. Hang on, sorry. Yeah.
You can find me on the Therapy Army with Mr. Structure. So and I'm sometimes do a show on Weekly Armchair Sport with Stu when I can.
I come on Mr. Structure sometimes as well. Standish, it's been a long time coming, but you are back. You are back.
Down here, that's where it can be found, or down here, wherever it appears when it goes live. So yeah, down there, that's where I am.
This is a church. This is a church.
Man United agenda.
Yeah.
When I'm actually on social media.
Yeah. Guys, this is a church. I always say, welcome back. This is a church. This is where we heal our hurts when we lose, win, draw, rain, sunshine. We're here in all weathers, and you have been amazing. Thank you. We will give you back the evening. It is late where I'm sitting. It's 0:39 in Scandinavia. Where you guys are sitting, you'll have 1 hour to catch up on us. But guys, wherever you sit in the world, have a blessed evening, and we look forward to see you on Saturday as we play. We will do the traditional lineup, which is we go live approximately 15 minutes before the break of lineup. We talk about strategy, we break the lineup, and then we kind of look at how we're going to play and the score prediction, and we do the post-match reaction show as well. And hopefully we will enjoy a victory. Guys, thank you for being so beautiful. Stay beautiful. This has been Mick Ruby. Jesus Christ. Phil Jones, Phil Standish, 10 Phil, 10 Stu. There's 10 of us here, 10 Jarvis. Guys, thank you for an amazing show. Stay nice to each other. Be nice to each other in socials. Hug your family. Be beautiful and be patient. Sales is coming. Glazes out. 100%. Big up for all of you. Cheers. Bye. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.